Let's be honest. Trying to keep up with AI right now can feel like drinking from a fire hose. So if you're feeling a little lost in that constant storm of hype, you're definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to cut through the noise and actually build a practical playbook to help you get AI right in your organization.
I mean, this quote just says it all, right? It feels like you're drowning in AI news, and every single day there's a new model, a new breakthrough. But what if we could take that overwhelming feeling and turn it into a clear, actionable strategy? Well, that's exactly what we're about to do.
Okay, first things first. Before we can build any kind of strategy, we've all got to be speaking the same language. So let's just take a minute to establish a really simple shared vocabulary and get past all the buzzwords to what this stuff actually is.
So, at the very top you have artificial intelligence, or AI. You can think of this as the huge umbrella term. It's really the whole universe of trying to make machines do things that would normally require human intelligence. It's the biggest, broadest concept we're going to talk about.
Now, tucked inside that giant AI universe, we find machine learning, or ML, and this is where things start to get really cool. See, instead of programming a machine with a million specific rules, we just feed it a ton of data and let it learn how to make its own predictions or decisions. And if we go one level deeper, we hit deep learning. This is a super powerful type of machine learning that uses something called neural networks, which are basically systems inspired by the way our own brains work. This is the tech behind so many of the crazy breakthroughs we're seeing, because it's just amazing at understanding messy, unstructured, real-world data like images, audio, and video. All right, so now that we've got our terms straight, let's get practical. How does all this technology actually show up in the business world? You know, the best way to think about it isn't as one single thing, but more like a versatile toolbox with different tools for different jobs. And what we've found is that pretty much every business use case for AI falls into one of 6 major patterns. These are like the essential power tools in your new AI toolbox. And here they are, the big 6. You've got predictive analytics, computer vision, generative AI, anomaly detection, clustering, and natural language processing, or NLP for short. Each one of these unlocks a totally different capability. Let's just quickly compare the two that get all the headlines right now. So predictive AI is all about forecasting. It looks at a bunch of past data and asks, okay, what's probably going to happen next? Netflix recommending your next show? That's classic predictive AI. Generative AI, on the other hand, is all about creation. It asks, what can we make? This is the magic that can write a sales email from scratch or read thousands of pages of legal documents and give you a summary in seconds.
Now, having these powerful tools is one thing, but actually using them to make a difference, that's a whole other ballgame. You see, companies are getting really good at building these exciting little experiments, these proofs of concept. The problem is, there's this huge gaping chasm between a cool demo and a real solution that actually works in the business.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's one thing to get a flashy demo working, but how many of those projects actually make it across that chasm and become a real production-level part of the business? That's the hard part. That's where so many of these amazing AI projects just die. So why? Why does this keep happening?
Well, there's a fantastic analogy that explains it perfectly. Picture an old factory from the steam age. You had one massive steam engine in the middle, and this whole complicated system of belts and pulleys ran everything. The entire layout of the factory was designed around that one engine. Then the electric motor comes along, and what was the first thing everyone did? They made the common mistake. They just ripped out the giant steam engine and replaced it with one giant electric motor. The result? Almost no improvement. The real revolution, the game changer, happened when they completely redesigned the factory, putting small, individual electric motors on every single machine. That's what unlocked unbelievable new efficiencies and completely new ways of working.
And that brings us to what is, without a doubt, the most important point of this entire explainer. Getting AI right is not a technology problem. It is a strategy problem. It's about being willing to redesign the factory, not just swap out the engine.
And that means you have to start with your purpose. Before you ever think about what model to use or what data you need, you have to answer the most basic question of all. Why are we even doing this? What is the business outcome we're actually trying to drive?
You know, this isn't just some abstract idea. The formal textbook approach talks about defining goals and outcomes. But then you listen to the experts who are actually in the trenches, and what do they say? They say start by listening and asking stupid questions, because the business folks are so deep in their own world. It's two ways of saying the exact same thing. You have to understand the business problem first, period.
So I want you to just take a second and ask yourself this question honestly, about your own organization. Are you just trying to plug AI into your existing processes?
basically just replacing the steam engine? Or are you truly willing to rethink how work gets done to unlock its real potential? Are you willing to redesign the whole factory?
Okay, so how do we actually do it? How do we cross that chasm and redesign the factory? Let's lay out our blueprint for success. It really comes down to 3 core principles. Here are the 3 absolute keys to making AI work. Number 1, a business-first approach. This is non-negotiable. Your business experts have to be in the room from day 0, helping define the why. Number 2, agile iteration. AI is never a one-and-done project. You have to be ready to build, test, learn, and improve in really fast cycles. It takes stamina. And finally, number 3, a human-centric partnership. You have to realize AI isn't here to replace people. It's here to be a cybernetic teammate. It's brilliant at optimization, but we humans still own creativity and critical thinking.
And really, that's the final thought I want to leave you with. As you move forward on this journey, I want you to ask yourself, is AI just your shiny new tool, something to be plugged in and added to the budget? Or are you ready to embrace it as a new kind of partner, a partner that can actually augment your team's intelligence and change the very nature of how you create value? Because your answer to that question will decide whether you're just swapping out engines or if you're actually building the factory of the future.